My grandmother died in April 2007, but I saw her 2 years later in my kind of heaven. She stood in the middle of the road in the savannah, large and tall, with the patience of Africa in her spine. She reminded me of 1989, when they tried to ban her ivory trade for the first time. Her tusks were old, but at least they hadn't been sold, and I can't imagine the kind of cold that buries itself into an elephant without tusks. I've never liked dead animals on walls or their skin on the floor, but seeing an animal half dead walking around without its most vital parts is at the top of the things I hate most chart. But this elephant had been spared from the evil doings of men. She was old, but she was not broken at all. They say elephants remember everything. They never forget a face. Her eyes traveled into my storage space of my heart, where I've kept photo albums of my most favorite memories. And for a minute, she remembered me, and I remembered her. I was 5 years old, drinking African rooibos tea, cross-legged, eyes widened by the stories she told, fingers spread wide so she could paint them the color of her blush rose garden. I used to think she would recognize my face and sand-tangled hair from anywhere at any time, but time hadn't been kind to her memory. Dementia affects 35.6 million people worldwide. Dementia cut the beauty from her past and left an empty, cold space where her ivory, her most vital parts of her mind, used to be. The first time she called my sister by my name and wore her Sunday church dress on a Thursday, forgot to turn on the oven but swore she burnt the pot roast. I saw the glimmer of a flame that had forgotten how to burn because it was no longer a candle. She was no longer herself, and it was a slow burning, her ending. They say elephants are one of only 8 mammals that have passed the mirror test, which means they recognize their own reflection. Maybe when she saw me, she looked at me and felt akin. Maybe we recognize parts of ourselves in the other one's skin. Maybe it was fate, finding my grandmother in such a spiritual state. Maybe I was just imagining things. But Einstein, the wisest mammal of our time, did say, imagination is more powerful than knowledge, and I don't know if it was her. But as the elephant turned away, I thought I saw her turn back to nod as if to say, it was good seeing you, my child. And I know wherever she is, her memory is freely waltzing through the wild, and she remembers everything.